How I decide what I'm spending money on. Hello, today is episode 64 of the 100-day upload series, where I'm uploading every single day for the first 100 days of 2026. How do I decide what I'm spending money on? Well, let's just clarify one thing straight away. I don't spend money on a lot of things, but the things that I do spend probably the most money on, apart from my son, is experiences. So how do I decide what I do and don't spend money on? Well, it's simple. How much joy does something give me? But more importantly, as I got from Dave Ramsey, if I had that amount of money in the middle of the room and I burnt it, would that affect my life? If not, then I can spend money on it. And if it does, then I won't. It's as simple as that, really. I choose to spend money on things that I think are worth it. For instance, my child. He is worth everything. I'll give him my whole bank account. I don't care. He can have every single penny to my name. You know, he is the light of my life, and he deserves everything that I never had. But to give him everything that I never had, I want to be able to do more and get more money and take him on adventures and experiences. You see, experiences for me mean learning. So I love to learn, and I love to learn about cultures, and I love to learn doing experiments and things like that. Like, I love learning. There's always something you can learn about, whether it's about going through an airport, the quickest way through an airport, you know, that's learning. Or whether you're in the mountains of Montenegro and you visit some religious chapel place built into the side of a cliff, which I did once. I'm not even religious, and I did that. It's learning. And I love it. So when I decide what to spend money on, it's simple. Will I learn from it? So, for instance, would I go and buy a lamp? That's a great question, because I have a lamp right behind me, which I'm kind of using for a backlight right now. Yes, I would. I would go spend money on a lamp, because lamps usually aren't expensive, especially if you can get them secondhand or from IKEA or something like, you know, that's not too much money, and it's going to help. It's going to help because the top lights usually cost more on the electric bill anyway, and you can get nice, cool LED ones that change colours, yada, yada, yada. There's all sorts of things you can do with all sorts of lamps. So yeah, I think that is worth spending money on. Would I go and spend money on a new sofa? Well, that's a great question, because there's lots of times I've seen sofas for free online, but if I want a good quality sofa, I'm going to have to pay for one. And would I buy a new one? My one currently, it works, it's comfortable. Yeah, it's scratched up by the cat and I don't like the colour. Am I going to go and replace it? No, I'm not going to spend money on a sofa. Like, that's like £800. Why would I do that? And if that sofa got completely destroyed, I've got other chairs. We can use other chairs for a bit. Like, it's... You know, why would people go and spend money on useless tat, is what I'm getting at. There's so much useless tat which people don't need. Like, for instance, you see this cool thing on TikTok. Am I going to spend money on it? No. If I burnt the money in the middle of the room, would it matter? Probably not. You know, for something which is like £3 or something. But would I go spend money on it? No. How much joy and how much use would I get out of it? Now, a lot of women, like girl math, they like to value things on how many times they would wear it. For instance, say there was a dress and it was £100. If they wear it 10 times, then that is £10 a wear, therefore it's only a £10 dress, therefore it's worth it, right? It kind of makes some sort of sense. For instance, if I was to buy a air fryer, I have an air fryer, it was like £65 when I bought it. If I was to go and buy an air fryer, 65 quid, how often am I going to use it? Well, I use my sucker every single day, it's brilliant. So that, honestly, I never was going to buy one. Thought they were useless tat, but I did buy it and it was worth it. Now, if you value it to the amount of times I've used it, it's probably pennies now. I've had it a long time and it's great. But then there's loads of other things, like, do I need another pair of shoes? No. Do I need extra pairs of trousers? Why? Mine fit. Okay, they're not the nicest sometimes, but they fit. Do I need a new jumper? Probably. I own 3, but am I going to go and spend money on a new jumper? No. No, I'm not. Why would I possibly do that? It's stupid. Am I going to go and spend money on a nicer car? Now, a nicer car would be great. I could do with cruise control because of the arthritis in my feet. I could probably do with heated seats again. I miss my old Mazda. I'm very sad it got written off. But would I go and do that? Would I go and spend money on a car? If I had that money in the middle of the room and I burnt it, or can I buy twice is another phrase. Can you afford to buy something twice? I probably could go and buy a nice Mazda 6 2014 edition with 100 and something thousand miles on the clock. I probably could buy 2 of them. You can get some of them for like £3,000 these days, so it's not the worst deal. Would I go and do that? No, because I have a working one. Would I go buy a new camera? I've had this camera for years now. It cost me £200. Would I go buy a new one? No, not yet anyway. I would like a new one, sure, but this one, if I drop it, I'm not scared. You know, it's a lot of people when they get, for instance, iPhones, they go spend £1,500 on an iPhone and then they go put it in a case or whatever, and if they're scared, they don't want to break it, yada yada yada. I'd rather go buy a cheaper phone. My phones don't cost a lot. My phone I've got at the moment is the most expensive phone I've ever owned. All right, I cannot stress that enough. It's a lot of money. Is it iPhone money? No, it's not iPhone money at all. But it's still, I could have probably bought a phone cheaper. I know I could have bought a phone cheaper, but I chose that one because it had an aux port and I could put SD cards in it. So, and it's got a great sensor for the camera. So that's why I paid for that phone. Now I use that every single day. Was it worth it? Probably not. I bought it mainly for the SD card and the camera, and I use the SD card, sure. Do I use the camera? Not really. I don't take many photos. So when I value what I'm going to buy, it's as simple as this. If I had the money and I burnt it, would it affect my life? No. Could I afford to buy it twice? Yes. Okay. Now, how many times am I going to use it? If I'm going to use it once, then it's not worth it. You know, I complain about how much I spent on my laptop, right? I like to complain about that because I do think I spent a lot of money on it. However, I do use my laptop probably 5 days a week. Again, I'm using it and I'm going to keep it for 10 years, so I guess it's worth it in that sort of respect. So I can justify the purchase. But, you know, buying useless tat or, you know, secret hacks or whatever things are, it's pointless, it's tat. I wouldn't even touch it. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole. Like kids' toys, right? I take my son to Smith's Toys and we go look at some toys, and half of them are this like cheap flimsy plastic. It's absolutely horrible. It's dire. Why would anyone buy that sort of stuff? I don't know. He really wanted this thing where you can like drive cars around it, and it was like £50, right? 50 quid. Now, if it was good quality, even made out of wood, would I buy it? Potentially. It's good quality. It will last a long time. If I have future kids, then yeah, future kids can use it. And if I don't, I could sell it or donate it. Yeah. But the plastic tat, honestly, he breaks everything. I'm not going to spend £50 on something that can be broken. So that's value. It won't get as many uses out of it. It's as simple as that, really. I want to know how many times I'm going to use a product. So if I'm going to use it a lot of times, then it's worth it, as long as I can buy it twice. And if the money, if I burn it in the middle of the room, if it's going to affect me, no, then I'll buy it. Simple as that, really. That's how I see life. And if I've already got one of these things, then I will use what I've got till I break it. For instance, this camera, again, or my car. I'll use my car until it completely goes kaput, probably. This camera, I'll use it until it breaks. There's no point replacing things if they work. Yeah, a nicer picture would be nice, sure. You know, I could probably do with some better SD cards. I have some cheap SD cards. I could probably do with a nicer car, sure, but they don't affect my life too much. They work, why replace them? Simple as that. Don't bother with replacing things if they don't need to be replaced, and only buy it if it could be bought twice and you can't be affected by the money being burnt in the room, and it's, you know, you're going to use it. And if you're thinking about like artwork or something for the walls, or, you know, things for the house, how much are you going to appreciate it? In 2 years' time, you're going to care about it? Probably not. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope you have enjoyed it. Please make sure to click the like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification, and let me know in the comments below if you have spent any money on something which you feel was stupid. What's your most stupidest purchase you've ever made? Because I'm sure lots of people have made stupid purchases. I would really like to know. Adios, my Mr. Amigos. I shall see you guys all in the next video, which will be up tomorrow at 5 PM. Goodbye for now.